How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and today we're going to be talking about NNDM Nano Dimensions, and they dropped a big time press release today. And you know what? It was the kind of news a lot of shareholders are actually looking out for. And the fact, and what puts really the icing on the cake here, the acquisition itself did not cost them a lot of money, so that does mean they still have a lot more capital on hand for more acquisition targets. But we're going to be getting into that just soon enough, but let's go over the agenda for this video. So the first thing that we're going to be doing, we're going to be going over the press release, of course. And after we go over that press release, we're going to be doing the technical analysis, and then we're going to be taking a look at the institutional ownership and as well as the short interest. I've seen some recent changes, and I want to be able to share that with you guys for today. I also want to put in the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. Let's get into those videos. So we're now on the official Nano Dimensions website. We're going to be going over the catalyst that actually came out today. We're going to be going over some of the brief points of the beginning of everything, but I will definitely leave a link in the description if you like to read even further. So Nano Dimension acquires machine learning, deep learning leader DeepCube Limited. So NNDM provider announced today that it has signed a definitive agreement to acquire DeepCube Limited, a world leader in machine learning and deep learning technology. Nano Dimensions will pay the shareholders of DeepCube approximately $40 million in cash and $30 million in American depositories, ADSs of Nano Dimension, which are subject to standstill for various periods of up to 3 years after closing of this transaction. Such closing is expected in the next few days, subject to the satisfaction of customary closing conditions. DeepCube technology applies numerous patented breakthrough algorithms to improve data analysis and deployments of advanced deep learning-based artificial intelligence AI systems. The machine learning application includes faster and more accurate training of deep learning models and drastically improves inference performance and real-time metrics. Its proprietary framework can be deployed on top of any hardware, especially fitting edge devices and real-time applications. DeepCube's AI ML/DL solutions demonstrate 10 times speed improvements and memory reduction, making it the only technology which allows efficient deployment of deep learning models on edge devices and for real-time applications. So this is definitely great considering the space that NNDM is actually in, and I actually like how this acquisition is going. So let's take a look further. DeepCube scientists and engineers, all whom are expected to join Nano Dimension upon closing of this transaction, are AI ML DL experts, veterans of defense forces, homeland security, and governmental big data agencies, as well as academic and industrial research institutions. Its founders are Dr. Eli David and Mr. Yaron Eaton, DeepCube's chief technology officer and executive chairman, respectively, both of them who are also directors of Nano Dimensions, and its chief executive officer is Mr. Michael Zimmerman. So this is great to see as far as the expertise that Nano Dimensions is going to be getting in management. Mr. Yoav Stern, CEO of Nano Dimensions, commented, "Similar supply chain issues as described recently in the public media in relation to the semiconductor industry are hovering over the printed circuit board fabrication and assembly of the PCB and PCBA industries, approximately 65 to 70 billion in size for fabrication and almost an order of magnitude larger for assembly. Those segments are even more subject to margins pressure due to the Far East low labor costs and non-free market effects on the capital intensity and pricing mechanisms. Moreover, the PCB and the PCBA industry is directly affected by the issues of the chip component shortage. We are all aware of that. We know that there's definitely been a chip shortage that's been going on. We've noticed this in the EV sector as well. Let's continue. Nano Dimension's vision is to establish Industry 4.0 solutions, which entail building an AI/ML distributed digital fabrication application rather than just building machines as capital equipment. The AI and the ML and the DL distributed electronic fabrication application will enable a totally environmentally and ecologically ecologically friendly digital control of the supply chain for high PED, so high performance electronic devices, or very high performance AME 3D PCBs. So if you'd like to read even further, like I said, I'll be putting a link in the description. This is definitely great for Nano Dimensions, and I can't wait to see how this actually turns out in the future and how it will be reflected on the balance sheet going forward as far as growth and also making money. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for NNDM. So it ended up closing the day at $7.14, being up 7.53%. On the low, it ended up seeing $6.87, which you could see right over here. And it ended up seeing a high of $7.79, which you could see right over here as well. So one of the things that we want to go over in regards to where possible areas of support and some areas of resistance. As we've been noticing as of late, the markets have been extremely choppy. So that's part of the reasons why I definitely do believe if the market conditions were better, NNDM would have been able to get to that $8 range fairly easy. We also do realize the fact we have an area of resistance here right at that $8 range, and the fact that we were just 20 cents shy of it was actually good to see, because it just kind of tells us and lets us know when the market begins to recover, we should get some strong momentum in being able to reclaim this 100-day and then reclaiming the 200-day as well. So despite the fact that NNDM was up 7.53% on the day, if you take a look at the RSI down below, it is still below 50, so it's still below fair value, and it's still, I feel, at an amazing price of where it's at currently. But if it does decide to pull back, as you saw on the low, we ended up getting to $6.87. So the next area of support I will look out for, just in case it pulls back, is right here around this $6.60. And if it ever decided to pull back even further, was to look out for this level here around $6.30, as well as $6 itself. Are we going to be seeing these particular areas soon? Hey, all I want to make sure is that you're prepared and you're not surprised just in case this happens. Tech stocks have been getting beaten down quite a bit, and I definitely do see opportunities if you're looking into holding these stocks for at least 1 or 2 years or even more. But do look out for those pullbacks if they continue. So now on fintel.io, and we're going to take a look at the institutional ownership as well as the short interest information for NNDM Nano Dimensions. So as we scroll down on the page, they have a total of 119 institutional owners, and as we scroll down, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So we can see as of late on April the 19th and April the 16th, we have 2 institutions that closed their positions. But if we look previously to that, so from April 15th and before, institutions definitely have been loading up, and we have here on February the 24th where we have 1 institution that closed their position. Of course, ARK is definitely heavily vested in NNDM, so there's no surprise seeing ARK on the list of institutions who have been buying in. But when we take the period of April the 15th all the way to February the 25th, things are definitely looking bullish, and a lot of institutions do believe in the long-term prospects of NNDM. So now when we take a look at the short interest information, the short volume ratio is at 26%. We already know on this channel, if it is above 21%, definitely some short squeeze potential, so we can see some serious moves in price action, which is part of the reasons why we saw that today. Short shares availability is around 6.9 million with a short borrow free rate of 1.31%. So fairly low. And we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, seeing it here at 26.37 is fairly high, but do keep in mind on April the 15th, we were in the areas of 30.22. So the fact that we're on the second of highs in regards to what's going on so far for the April 6th between April the 19th is actually good to know. Now what I'm looking forward to when this gets updated later on tomorrow, and as well as for tonight, if this is going to go up or it's going to go down. I'll make sure to keep you guys posted and in the loop and so forth. So for my final thoughts for NNDM Nano Dimensions, this is exactly what I was looking for. We know that they made some recent changes in regards to having better management, especially management that has experiences when it comes to acquisitions. And here's what we get. They're going to be acquiring DeepCube. And the best part about it is this is like a $70 million deal, but what we do know, they have around 1.5 billion in cash on hand. So what does that mean? More room for more opportunities, more investments, and so forth. So I'm definitely going to be looking forward to seeing, hey, what other plans do they have in place to further cement themselves in the industry? One thing I did realize as well, that Kathy Woods from ARK Invest, they ended up actually adding even more to their position when I saw the most recent email from yesterday. So they knew what was going on. So they knew this news was about to drop today. So the fact that they added in and then the day right after this ended up being announced, hey, they definitely had the heads up. And it's also one of the reasons why I was not surprised seeing, hey, NNDM having that strong amount of momentum inside the market today. But one of the things we need to realize, things have definitely been very choppy. So the fact that it's been choppy, the market conditions haven't been the greatest, it did give up a lot of its gains. But here's the best part about it is, even at the prices of where NNDM is at currently, I feel like it is great value. Like I said, this is a company that has 1.5 billion in cash on hand. You also have ARK Invest, heavily invested. They believe in the long-term prospects. When we take a look at the 3D printing space, NNDM is setting themselves up very well. And they're also being seen and looked at as leaders in the field. So just taking all of this information and putting it together, just imagine this industry is going to be growing exponentially within the next 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 years and even 10 years going further. Again, this company has a lot of things going for it. So the current price of where it's at, if you have high conviction and you believe in this company, then of course, make sure that you end up taking a position. If you have a high cost average, hey, it could be an opportunity to average down. And if it pulls back even further, hey, I just look at it as another opportunity to get this great company on sale. Hope you guys found this video helpful, and we'll be talking real soon. Peace.